Get ready to design your perfect garden. This is our review of Horticulture.
Horticulture is a draw and write tile placement game about gardening, and I really love how it's a quick gardening game, but it really makes you think.
I like all the core mechanics of this game except one, the drawing. We'll tell you why after the quick how to play. Each player starts off the game with their own garden sheet, where they will place their gnome, choose their plant placement bonuses, and work together to place the garden path.
On each player's turn, they will draw 2 cards and then choose one that all players will use in their garden.
Players will then draw their plants into their gardens or their window box according to the placement rules.
When all of the cards run out, players add up their points from the plant groups, window box, and placement bonuses. The player with the most points wins.
We were sent a copy of Horticulture from last night's game so that we could do this review video.
If you'd like to find out more information or buy a copy of the game, check out the links in the description below.
So the game is a draw and write, but it uses core mechanics from tile placement. Instead of actually placing tiles, you're going to be drawing the tiles. But each player is going to have a card which has basically what the tiles are that the players will be using. So this one, you'll have 2 topiaries, and you'll draw them into your garden, which is on your notepad. The notepads are double-sided. You have the easy one, and then this one which has some rocks, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get all your group bonuses. And I like the core mechanics of this game. I like how you have the plants and you have to place them, and you'll get points based on how they're grouped together, on the bonuses that you can choose, and then you can also, if you just have a leftover one and you're like, oh, I don't really want to place it anywhere, you always have the window box down here. Plus, you can get some points based on how they're touching the gnome where you place in your garden. So I really like all the things that are going on in this game. I'm just not a huge fan of the drawing.
I really like the drawing aspect of it because I like to draw. However, some critiques I might have are the sheets are a little bit small. I mean, I prefer a bigger canvas to kind of draw on, but I thought that's kind of fun. When it comes to roll and write games though, I don't know if it's really my favorite just because, number one, I feel like whenever you have to throw away stuff, eventually this game is gonna not have this anymore, right? So I guess you could just print out a, 6x6 and then draw it yourself if you ever run out of these and feel like you need to.
Well, you can print these off, or you could order more of these and whatever.
Yeah.
That's
But I think the idea of just like eventually it runs out, somehow that's like a mental block for me. I mean, maybe I'm just weird. It's just sometimes whenever we have these games where you throw stuff away, and waste too, I guess, where you just kind of throw it away at the end, it's like, now it's less. Like now I have less of what was originally here.
The main reason why I don't like the drawing is because I'm not a great artist. I can draw enough to get my point across. However, when I'm playing the game and I'm not a great artist, I'm there and I'm like, wait, I gotta place these things next to each other. Wait, was that a carrot or was that a turnip? Or what is that? Is that a berry or is that a flower? And and yes, you can use the numbers. There is a numbering system where according to its group. So you have 1 topiary, 2 turnip, 3 carrots, etc., and they go down. And you could use that. However, on the cards, they don't have the numbers as well. I think if the cards were reworked to have the numbers on there, so if you really wanted to, like someone like me, you can put the numbers here and it would be easy reference. Whereas now it's like, all right, topiary, that's the number 1. I gotta look over there, I gotta remember, I gotta put the 1. So there's a lot of thinking that has to go on just to do a simple roll and write or draw and write in this case. So I don't really like the drawing aspect in that. I like the core mechanics, but the fact that I have to draw and can't draw, and then I'm always thinking, well, what's this? And it's another layer on top of it that makes my game that I'm already trying to focus so much effort and thinking, oh, I gotta do all these mathematical equations to put these things together to get the most points that I can. And I gotta remember, well, what was I drawing when I drew that 3 rounds ago? So that's why I don't like the drawing aspect. It's not the writing aspect. If it was just a numbering system, you can include the numbers. And I think that they should, on a reprint, they should put the numbers on these cards so that you can play this game just by writing the numbers instead of having to draw the pictures.
Yeah, it's like when you strip away the graphics, right, of like a program or something, it's like it's all code and numbers.
1s and 0s.
So yeah, you just play the game, you're like, all right, this is 7, I can put a 6 and 7, all right, 6 and 7, or I can put a 3 and 4, all right, 3 and 4. Then the graphics were added to make it a little bit more.
And then people like Lee that want to draw the pictures can. I understand there are people that will like that. However, there are people like me who are like, it's just gonna confuse me. So I like the core mechanics. I want to play this game. I want this game to be like an actual physical game where you have these tiles and you draw them and you place them in your garden. And maybe you have a board at the beginning and you're drawing your path. Instead of that, you have a little path tiles that you make your path, and each player can do that. And then you place your tiles there. I think that would be more fun than the drawing aspect. I get it. This is more travel friendly. In order to play this game, you just need the cards and this pad, and you can take it any way you want to go. However, in that case, then you need some kind of reference system to make it so that people who don't like to draw can play it just as easily as the people who do.
Much like drawing, one thing I really like about this is you're free to use your own creativity when it comes to how you're making your garden. So if I chose a strategy of like shrubs to try and get points, but then Kenny chose one with the turnips or the carrots, like you're free to do that and test like which, okay, I did this, I'm starting to do this with the path. So I think it's kind of fun to see like, oh, okay, we're going this way. However, one thing of that I kind of identified while we were playing was if him and another player were trying to go after flowers for the most points, but I didn't even consider doing a lot with flowers, then it's like they're going to always pick flowers to try and like meet their garden, where me, I'm just like, oh, here's another flower that I'm not really like, that's not going to be a multiplier or add more points to the other ways that you can score points. One slight critique I have, and it's not anything big, right? Because you can just go grab it yourself. But as I'm placing or when I was drawing, I was like, oh wait, placement rules, I can't do that. And then it's like, dang it. Like, so, you know,
no eraser.
Yeah, no eraser. But I mean, I understand production costs and whatever. Like,
just don't make a mistake.
Yeah. Know
Be
the
perfectly.
rules. Yeah,
Come
know
on.
the rules and just do everything perfectly. Oh, okay. So I kind of like the drawing the best because it leaves your drawing creativity, but then also your strategic, where you're putting them. So I really like that, just the creativity that it enables you in the game.
I really like the core mechanics of this game. I wish it was an actual physical game. The only thing I don't like about it is the drawing aspect. So I know it's a draw and write, so it's that style of game. So maybe it's not that I don't like that style of game, because I like other roll and writes and writing games. It's just in this particular one, the drawing and the pictures seem so important as far as in my head of being able to play it as efficiently as possible. So I like the game a lot. I like the core mechanics. I just wish it was an actual game. I don't really like the roll and write aspect of it. What did you not like about it?
The one thing that I didn't like, that I didn't pay attention for the first few games, was I really should have paid attention what everyone else was doing. So when it came to where the gnome was placed or how people were doing their pattern bonuses, I was like, oh, I should have also seen what they were doing rather than like doing my own thing and not looking at what they were doing, because I think it hurt me a couple times. Overall, I've said it before, I'll say it again. A lot of last night games, they look pretty easy and quick at first. However, there is more depth to it where you can, okay, chain these together, more strategy thinking. So I'm going to say I still like that about these games, and I saw it in this too. So I'll give this one a 6.
Overall, I really enjoyed this game. Like I said, I like it enough that I wish it was more of a game and less of the roll and write aspect of it. And so that kind of brings it down. So I really do like this game, but right now it's going to get a 6. And that was our review of Horticulture.
What'd you think? Would you like to grow your game collection with Horticulture? Let us know in the comments below.
Once again, we'd like to thank Last Night Games for sending us a copy. And if you're enjoying our content, please like this video, subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny. I go party like a board gamer.